Our Region's Business is sponsored by PNC for the Achiever in You. Welcome to Our Region's Business with your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, we're talking infrastructure. We'll find out about the poor marks Pennsylvania is getting for deteriorating infrastructure, everything from locks and dams to roads and bridges. And we'll find out about a new initiative to match open jobs in the region with people with disabilities. But first, the big investment that's underway in natural gas across our region, not necessarily what you're thinking of in terms of drilling, actually the investment to keep the gas moving throughout our region. You know, our region pretty much invented the retail natural gas industry back in the 19th century, but unfortunately some of the pipes that carry the gas to our homes and businesses are not quite that old, but they're pretty old. And Columbia Gas in particular is doing something about it. Mark Kempic is here with us today. He's president of Columbia Gas of Maryland and Pennsylvania. Good to see you. Welcome.
Oh, thanks. It's great to be here, Bill. I watched your show for about the past 10 years or so, and I just love this. I never thought I'd actually be sitting here being interviewed by you.
Well, it's great to have you, even though you're the guy that's tearing up streets all over the place to replace the infrastructure.
Right. We do get that a lot. And just to sort of give you an idea of where our role is in the natural gas industry, we don't drill, we don't frack. We're the ones that are the last leg of the distribution system to get gas to the customer's house. We're sort of like, if you look at it like a highway system, we're like the roads, the streets, the township roads, the township streets in cities and towns across Pennsylvania. We're not the interstate highway system. We're the smaller guys.
Okay, and you've been around a while. As I mentioned in the intro, our region pretty much invented this industry in the late 19th century, and that means we've got a lot of aging infrastructure, I would
That's
say.
right. We started operating in Pittsburgh, in the Pittsburgh region, in about 1885 or so.
Wow.
So we've been here for about 129 years, and we've been putting pipes in the ground ever since. As you mentioned, the gas industry started north of Pittsburgh. And we've put a lot of pipes in the ground, we've replaced a lot of pipes, and just about 6 or 7 years ago we embarked upon a major pipeline replacement program to rid ourselves of the first generation bare steel pipes, which are now living towards the end of their useful life. It's becoming more expensive to continue to repair them than it is to replace them. So we're the ones that you'll see in your neighborhoods, in your towns, digging up the streets and replacing the old steel pipe with the new plastic pipe.
So you brought some show and tell, so
Sure.
you got to tell, you can show what you're talking about here, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Back when our grandfathers were putting pipe in the ground, they went to U.S. Steel and they got pipe that looked like this, nice and solid, bare steel pipe, very, very heavy duty. However, you know how rough Pittsburgh winters are. After 50, 60, 70 years of delivering gas, the pipe looks more like this. It's corroded, sometimes it'll even have a hole in it. It just is reaching the end of its useful life. So what we're doing is we're replacing this pipe, this older pipe that has given us a lot of years of service, with the new plastic pipe, the polyethylene pipe, which is a very good product. And ironically, it's actually made from natural gas. So the cool thing about it is, because natural gas is so plentiful in Pennsylvania, we have cheap feedstock for the pipe. That keeps the cost of the pipe down. You put it in the ground, and it helps deliver pipe to make more natural gas pipe, as well as to heat your homes, run your businesses, and run the factories.
That's pretty cool. Kind of a virtuous circle there. Yeah.
Right.
So how ambitious is this project? I mean, it's all over the region you're operating in?
It is. Columbia operates in 26 different counties in Pennsylvania, 440 communities. We have 7,400 miles of pipe in those 26 counties, and out of those 7,400 miles of total pipe, we have about 1,600 miles that need to be replaced. On average, we replace about 80 to 90 miles a year, so we're replacing, our program's going to last about another 17 years till we replace all the pipes. So a lot of good jobs for the next 17 years, a lot of construction activity, yes, but our commitment to the communities is that we will restore it to as good condition as we found the community when we came into it.
Well, and I guess that's important, right? Because it would drive people nuts, you know, to have all this construction going on, ripping up roads. But I saw Columbia actually was ranked recently by J.D. Power as one of the top gas companies in the country in terms of customer satisfaction. So you must be navigating this.
Right. Oh, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And Columbia is actually very honored to have been chosen by J.D. Power to receive that award. They give 8 different awards out for gas companies in the United States. They basically split the country up into 4 different regions, and then within regions there are 2 different awards, one for the large gas companies, one for the mid-sized gas companies. We were just yesterday awarded the award for the mid-sized region, mid-sized gas company of the East region, because of our exemplary customer service. And you're right, dealing with customers when you go into their neighborhoods and you rip up the streets and you have to interrupt their service. Some customers haven't been interrupted in their gas service for maybe a decade. So when we turn their gas service off, it does cause some tense feelings on the part of customers, but this is really a tribute to our employees who have learned to deal with customers and to treat them fairly and to address their concerns. So we're really honored, and our employees are really the ones who have worked so hard to give us that award.
Yeah, I would think it's even more of a challenge here in our region because I think we have so many different municipalities. That means all kinds of different permittings and codes and everything else that you got to juggle in the middle of all of this. Has to make it more difficult than other parts of the country.
It really is very difficult. Each municipality will have its separate restoration standards, and that's something that we're trying to work with municipalities on. Some municipalities will require us to put 4 inches of overlay on, where the statewide standard is 1.5 inches of overlay. When they change those standards in mid-year, our capital construction project cost goes up dramatically because the paving, the repaving, is a very big part of the overall cost of the project. Our project size is $180 million a year that we invest in Pennsylvania, and just this year our total investment in Pennsylvania has surpassed $1 billion. The thing I love about that, of course, is that this pipe is literally invested in the soil in Pennsylvania. So even if you wanted to outsource it, which you don't, but even if you wanted to, you can't, because you need Pennsylvanians working on that because it's serving Pennsylvania customers. So when a municipality, to get back to your question, when they change the rules on us in midstream, we have to rebalance all of our projects because the costs go up. For one, you have to maybe drop another project or put it off for a couple of years until you can afford to do it.
So it really speaks to the importance of finding ways for municipalities to sort of align what they do as best they can, right?
We are working.
Easier, a lot cheaper.
Yes, we are working for that. We have a lot of discussions with municipalities. We're actually publishing on our own webpage a list of all of our projects to get the word out to municipalities so that we can join forces with them for paving, for instance. So if they know when we're going to be in one of the municipalities putting a pipeline in, we get the information out to them a year in advance. They can then schedule their paving around us so we can share cost, and more importantly, so that doesn't have to be dug up right after it's been repaved.
Wow, that'd be great. So great for your customers, great for the taxpayers in those municipalities. A lot going on. That's what all the construction's about. Mark Kempic from Columbia Gas.
Thank you
So much.
Appreciate being here.
It. Yeah. And next up, from natural gas to roads, bridges, and dams, the sorry state of Pennsylvania's infrastructure. Stay with us.